Hey guys, Kevin Cleary here with a quick look at a new RealSteel. This is not my full review. I'll give a full review in a little bit of time once I've gotten to know this a little better. But I have been on a bit of a RealSteel kick lately, and I've been looking hard at this and noticed a little bit ago that Justin over at White Mountain Knives had some in stock. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on a RealSteel Phasma free. And this one, I guess the free stands for Sans thumb stud. I'm going to wipe the fingerprints off for now, but I'm going to get the blade all printed up anyway, because you'll see in a second how you have to open it. I've got to say, guys, first thought, my very initial thought is I love this design. It's so clean and so simple and just, to me, very, very attractive. Now, perhaps it's a little too modern looking for, if your favorite knife is a buck 110, this is probably not for you. But if you appreciate the more modern looking stuff, this is going to be very, very appealing. The other thing I have to say about this, that one of the reasons it stood out to me is, it's something really clean and really classy looking, almost a gentleman style folder for a pretty reasonable price point. So you could, I could see carrying this at a wedding or in a suit and, looking totally fine with it, and you're not paying kind of fancy knife money for a pretty fancy looking knife. Quick rundown on the specs here, on the materials here. We've got a D2 blade up front with this really nice high flat grind, very clean. Now this is one of those Prometheus Blade Works designs for RealSteel. I love how clean this is, and they've kind of kept the bannering to a minimum. And that is one of the things that really drew me to this blade, especially in the free. Now, obviously, the lack of thumb studs means that you're not going to be able to open this very easily. I have to do this little pinch and push method. I can't get it to open just using the fuller. And I kind of feel like that's a bit of a miss. If they've gone just a little deeper on this fuller, I think it would have been a little bit nicer. But even that said, I don't mind. I can manage that pretty easily. It is on phosphor bronze washers. It is fully open construction. There's a bit of a pop of color there with that great big spacer back there, which I think looks really cool, and I think adds a little bit to the overall knife. Deep carry pocket clip on these stainless steel scales. The scales have been milled out to save weight, and we've got those big open pivot screw and open pillar back here. I gotta say, guys, I like this knife quite a lot. Besides the little hiccup with opening it, I can open it pretty consistently and easily, so it's not a real complaint. So my first impression is, yeah, very, very clean, attractive knife, and very functional. I like a lot of things about this. RealSteel seems to really be killing it right now. Their quality is really up there. Now, you may pay a couple dollars more, not always, by the way, but frankly, compared to like the Civivis and the CJRBs and I don't know. There's a bunch of overseas brands that are out there right now. RealSteel seems to be a little more thoughtful and pay a little more attention to detail and deliver some really, really nice stuff. So I still need to there's a couple of RealSteels on my list. This was one of them. I'm pretty happy to add this and be able to share it with you guys. Quick rundown on size and weight: 7 3/4 inches overall, 3 1/4 inches on the blade, 4.5 on the handle, which is actually kind of nice. Like, this feels like a pretty big knife, but it's smaller than you initially think it is. So 4.5-inch handle, 3 7/8 grip area, and I think that's why it feels bigger in hand, because I feel like I have tons of real estate here, and weighs in at 4.6 ounces, which is not out of the way for a stainless steel frame lock. All right. In terms of my initial thoughts, I'm pretty impressed by this. Right. It's an attractive knife. I think it's a really useful blade shape. The aesthetics seem to, the ergonomics seem to be pretty good. Even, that little hiccup with, not being able to flick it open with that fuller. To me, I don't really care. You can see left-handed or right-handed. I don't have any problem opening the knife, so it's not like it limits the functionality in any way. So those are my first impressions on the free. Oh, did I mention the flush flush screws. I noticed that right away. That's like the first thing I look for with a deep carry pocket clip. So I did want to point out those nice flush screws. And look at that, even closed, this is a really attractive looking knife, as much a piece of artwork as it is a practical cutting tool. So there you go, guys. Quick look at the RealSteel Phasma Free. There is a different version of this, but frankly, this one was more appealing because of the cleaner look provided by the lack of thumb studs. If the lack of thumb studs is going to be a deal breaker for you, that'd be obviously the version for you to go with. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check those channel sponsors. We'll talk to you soon.